Hi, I'm Taylor with Mom on the Spectrum, and today we have a spooky Halloween edition. I guess it's not so spooky, but festive? Today I want to share 3 simple practices that you can use if you're an adult on the spectrum or you're a parent of a kid on the spectrum to help make Halloween even more fun. I hope these bells don't drive you nuts. Let's do this. Like I said, I'm Taylor, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you'll hit the subscribe button so that you can check out all of the resources that I have to offer the autistic community. I'm a mom of 2 autistic kids, 2, and I was diagnosed at the age of 31, which is 2.5 years ago. Let me know in the comments what you're dressing up as for Halloween this year. So first off, the number one most important thing for people on the spectrum, have a plan, right? If you're an adult and you get easily frightened, you might ask a friend or neighbor to kind of help you map out the neighborhood and let you know of any particularly spooky houses that you might want to avoid, especially houses that have a lot of strobe lights, because that can actually be very dangerous for people on the spectrum. Many of us have issues with seizures whenever we're around flashing lights. So if you have a trusted friend that could kind of help you plan out where to go in your neighborhood, that is best. And with kids, if you can draw a little diagram of your neighborhood and start with a small plan, right? Don't be like, we're gonna hit every street and load up a pillowcase full of candy. Start small and show your kids the street or 2 that you're gonna go down so they know exactly what to expect. Let them know what time you're going to leave, what time you're planning to be back by, and my advice is to go out earlier rather than later, because the later you stay out, the closer you get to meltdown territory, right? We got to get our beauty sleep. And then also, along with having a plan, I love these little mittens. My daughter, first of all, this is her costume this year. She's going to find this video somehow, and she's going to be like, Mom, that is my costume. So if you're watching this, thank you, Molly. I love you. The other thing... The second practice that I wanted to share with you today, 1, 2, is to plan out your costume. This sounds pretty obvious, but there are a few things to keep in mind. One thing that I really love about this costume is that I'm wearing my own clothes. So it just has a few accessories that you can add onto it, but I'm comfortable because I'm wearing things that I'm used to wearing that came from my closet. This is a great option for many people on the spectrum. Makeup can be a little overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I've ever done a cat eye. It's a little horrifying. This is the spooky part of the video, right? This is horrifying. Anyways, I'm gonna be nice to myself. It's pretty good for a first cat eye. So I don't typically like wearing a ton of makeup, but sometimes it's fun. I do like dressing up. You wanna have a plan. Maybe look at a visual of what your costume is supposed to be like, especially if you're working with an autistic kid, so they know exactly what it's gonna look like when it's on their body, and you wanna practice any makeup in advance and make sure that it's something that you can tolerate. And also keep in mind that the day of, on Halloween, you might already be so overwhelmed with sensory input that makeup is just too much for that day. So go in with the expectation that you can wear your costume without makeup if that's part of it. There is a certain kind of itch that I think of whenever I think of Halloween costumes, right? It's that cheap, plasticky, itchy fabric. Oh, I can't even talk about it. So if that is something that you or your kid are gonna wear, you might wanna layer it with clothes underneath so that it's not directly touching your skin. Also, stereotypical, I know, but cut out the tags because that will help a lot. If you're wearing an itchy costume all throughout your neighborhood, you're gonna hit meltdown mode real fast. Especially with autistic kids, let them wear their Halloween costume around the house for weeks leading up to Halloween, right? Because they need to get familiar with how it feels, how they move in it, what it feels like to be in it for a long time. These things will help them prepare for the actual night of Halloween. I just wanted to do that with my hands. Da 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 da. Oh, also make sure you wear comfy shoes. Even if they don't match with your costume, that does not matter. Comfy shoes is maybe the most important thing you can do for yourself on Halloween. Who cares if they match? Wear tennis shoes that you have had for a while, that you've broken in, that feel good on your feet. Can I get an amen? If you are wearing makeup, plan on having a good makeup remover ready. I would also recommend not wearing waterproof makeup. Waterproof makeup is really hard to get off, and for me personally, I feel like I have to scrub it off of my skin, which is a huge sensory nightmare, and I hate it. So no waterproof makeup, and make sure you have a makeup remover handy. You can use coconut oil in a pinch. I find that the greasiness of it kind of bothers me, so I just use like a real simple makeup remover that I get at Target. Nothing fancy. They also have makeup remover wipes if you want to use those. Just have something on hand, because for me, like right now filming this video, I'm already feeling like kind of claustrophobic with my makeup, and I'm like, I really want to get it off my body. I just hit a point where all of a sudden I'm like, I'm done, get it off my face, can't breathe. So make sure you have a plan. And then the last part of this practice is to dress for the weather. So here in Texas, that's kind of tricky because some days in October, it can be in the 90s. So have a plan with your costume. Can you layer it? If you get too hot or too cold, that's also a sensory nightmare. So make sure that you have a jacket that either goes with your costume or is one that you can tolerate if you get too cold. That's one thing I really remember when I was younger. When I was trick-or-treating, I hated being out and being cold because like I wanted to look really cute in my costume and I didn't really like putting stuff on over it, so I would go out without a jacket, but then I just hit my wall a lot earlier because then I was freezing and just needed to go back inside. And then number 3, something really cool. 1, 2, 3. Check out the Teal Pumpkin Project. What is it? If you haven't heard of it, this is an initiative started to help support kids with food allergies. As most of us know by now, many people on the autism spectrum deal with food allergies. So trick-or-treating can be a nightmare, especially for kids who can't really understand that they can't have everything in their trick-or-treat bucket. That's really disappointing. What the Teal Pumpkin Project does is it allows you the opportunity to provide non-food items to trick-or-treaters by setting out a teal pumpkin to let everyone know that you have non-food items, and then you register your address on their website. It's foodallergy.org. And this allows other people to find your house and to know that you offer non-food items, and they can bring their trick-or-treater with food allergies to your house. So if you're interested in participating, it's really exciting because this initiative is actually really taking off, and you've probably seen teal pumpkins in the stores by now. That is why they're there, for the Teal Pumpkin Project. So grab one of those, get some non-food items to keep at your house for trick-or-treaters that might need them. Non-food items can be bubbles, pencils, erasers, mini slinkies, noisemakers, fidget toys. There's so many possibilities there, and it is sure to make those trick-or-treaters with food allergies really happy. I'm sure there are many more things we can do to accommodate ourselves on Halloween, but for the most part, have so much fun. A lot of us on the spectrum really love cosplaying and dressing up and being in costume, so have so much fun. Make your plan in advance. Give yourself plenty of grace for whenever you hit that wall. Don't push past it. Don't go into meltdown mode. Just enjoy the moment, be present, and have so much fun. And happy Halloween! Bye!